Why, hello everyone. I got a new asset for you guys today. It is the Symbolism earrings. Now, the setup is pretty easy, but to get it nice on your avatar may take a little bit of work. Not too bad though. So first off, you're gonna need Poyomi as usual. This asset also uses VRC Fury, so make sure you have those installed. For the Poyomi, as long as you have 8.1.155 or newer, you're good to go. So after you've purchased the asset, you have those imported, go ahead and import the asset, and now we're going to go through the process. So each of these earrings are sold separately, but the tutorial remains the same for all of them. They're all configured the exact same way. So if you've never installed any of my assets, you're going to find the Makanoyasha assets folder in the asset location. And then this one will be under Symbolism earrings. This will also come with custom menu icons because I'm using custom menu icons for a lot of my assets. It's just a cut down on menu creation. So anyways, go to the Symbolism earrings, and then you're going to get two folders based on your purchase. So you're going to have earrings anims all the time. This is where your animations are located. Doesn't matter unless you plan to do your own edits. Next up, we have the actual earrings folder. So let's say we want to do, let's go Druid earrings. Okay. So here's the Druid prefab. So you're just going to click, drag and drop onto your avatar. Okay. And you're going to see it goes all the way down there. Let me go ahead and remove these real quick. We don't need any of this. Okay. So now we have the earrings on our avatar, and it might look nice now until you move your hair. You're going to see that they're not matched up well at all. And it's going to be the same for a lot of people. They might look too big. They might look too small based on your avatar. So now I'm going to go through the process of how you would fit them to your avatar. So we're going to expand the, why is that labeled 1? Let's re-add that real quick. There we go. So now we're going to go ahead and expand this. And this is going to be most of your scaling and stuff like that. Okay. The Symbolism earrings. This is the main body, the root of the avatar or the armature. So now we're going to go ahead and scale this down a little bit. It's a bit too big. Let's try 13. You're going to notice that they're going to shrink in, by the way. Don't worry about that at all. Okay. That looks a bit more appropriate. The main thing I'm worried about is the little ball at the top, because that may make it look a little bit off. So I'm going to go here. So real quick, when you're moving along the x-axis, this red, which is either left or right, that's when you're going to want to operate on these bones. If you're going back, forward, up, or down, use the Symbolism earrings. So you can see right here, we're a little too low, right? So we click on the Symbolism earrings, bring it up a little bit. Okay. Now I'm going to actually move this out a little bit so I can see the ball. So I click on bone L1 and I move this out some. Okay. Now we can see the ball. It still looks a little bit too big. I want to bring it down just a little bit more. So we're going to go ahead and go back to Symbolism earrings. Let's try 10. 10 might be the golden number. Okay. So you notice this is low again. This is all based on the origin of the mesh. Nothing important. So we're going to move this over here. So it looks lined up again. And now since we're moving on the x-axis for the earring, we're going to select the bone of the earring. Move it back out again. Okay. That looks good, but it looks like it's a little too far back, right? So we're going to go here, and then we're going to move it based on this Symbolism earrings right here. So now we'll move it forward with that. Looks a little too far out, but that's fine. We're still moving it forward a little bit. Okay, that looks a lot better. Maybe a little bit higher. Yep, that looks clean. And now we're going to move this back again into the ear until we start seeing that clipping. Okay, now that we see the clipping, it's a little bit too far forward. Let's move it back just a tad bit. So symbolism earrings, back a little bit more. And that looks pretty much good. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Now we have the left one done, right? It looks ideal. But the right one looks like it's just off in the head. It doesn't look right. It's just no symmetry. Well, this is why I said only adjust the X when selecting these bones. Because guess what? If you look at the earring right here and here, the only thing that doesn't really match up that well is the X. So we're going to click on L, right? Since we were working on L, we grab the X from L. And now we're going to copy that. So I do Control C. You can right click. You can use whatever method you want, but we're going to copy that. We're going to go to the right earring. And then in the X position, we're going to paste it. Now you're going to notice it flips to the other side, but that's because it's negative. Okay, so we remove the negative and now there's symmetry again. Works perfect every single time. As long as you're only using the symbolism earrings for most of the movement and using these bones for only the X position, then you can just copy the X position over. Now, lastly, if you want to rotate these, say you don't like the way that they're facing forward, you want a little bit of a rotation, right? Add a little bit of angling to it. All you have to do is you click on this angle, or not angle, sorry, apologies, the rotation tool. And we're going to operate on the right now. So we don't like the way it's positioned right here. We're going to rotate it out a little bit and just get it to where you like it. And we just rotated the x-axis for R. Okay. So now we go to the rotation X, copy. So you can see right here, watch right here. As I move along this, the X is the one that changes, nothing else, right? As long as you're clicking on one of these, let's say if you move the blue one, you're going to notice you're moving the Z now, right? You kind of get this weird look. It doesn't look that good when you rotate any other direction except for along this green axis right here, okay? Which is technically Y, but it's labeled on the transform X. I know it's weird. So now, since we found the rotation that we like, we've adjusted it many, many times. It doesn't matter because we can just go over here, rotation X, copy. Then we go to the left side. And instead of doing all the work, we just go to the X and paste. Don't need a negative or anything. You're all set. So now the last thing you're going to want to do is you're going to want to test the earrings themselves, right? So now we're going to show our hair again. We're no longer bald. And then we're going to file, save, hit play. So we're going to go to our scene now. Our avatar disappeared, but we're just going to click on gesture manager. Now you're not going to see them on by default because toggle's off by default. Now I'm going to go back to being bald right now just so we can see them clearly. We go to expressions, accessories. Now I know it says Druid right here, but this menu icon will match with whatever one you pick. If you pick the Shinto, the Christianity, the hollow cross, inverted cross, this will match with your default set. Okay, so we're gonna click here. These are also adjusted per earring. These three right here will be the same for across all of them. So we'll go ahead and toggle them on. You're not seeing them yet, right? That's because we need to enable right, left. Okay, so these are individually controlled. So if you only want one earring, you can do that. And the animation's nice, smooth, and quick. No need to worry about like things getting all messy. It's nice, quick, and smooth. So we'll turn them both on, and then we're going to make our avatar do some weird things. I'm going to turn off gizmos right now. We're going to test the fizz bones, and they have gravity. So you'll see that they're always going to be trying to point down. And then let's test how they look while we move around. So I'm going to grab the axes mover. And you can see they kind of jiggle a little bit. Now lastly, just go ahead and put on your hair. And you're not going to see them for the most part because my hair is a little bit long. But again, when you move around, they'll pop out. Or if you want, you can also scale them up. We'll exit play mode. If you want to scale them up, go ahead and scale them up. Anyways, guys, that's the full tutorial. If you guys need any help with anything, if you're having difficulties with installing it, go ahead and hit me up on Discord. My Discord is Makanoyasha. It's going to be across the platform. If you do not use Discord, you can email me at makanoyasha@gmail.com. And lastly, you can always feel free to leave a comment down below. Anyways, guys, thank you and have a good one. Take care. Bye-bye.